Hey everyone, we're the Polk Duo, and we're glad to be with you again with Pastor Johnson and New Zion Missionary Baptist Church for another 5 on 5, which is 5 minutes of worship and 5 minutes of word. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
As I look back over my life, I can see how your love is guiding me. And even though I've done wrong, you never left me alone, but you forgave me. And you kept on blessing, and this I recall to my mind, therefore I have hope. It's because of your mercy that we are not consumed, and because your compassions faileth not, they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Lord, you've been so faithful. You've been, Lord, you've been so faithful. As I look back over my life, I can see how your love is guiding me. And even though I've done wrong, you never left me alone, but you forgave me. And you kept on blessing, and this I recall to my mind, therefore I have hope. And it's because of your mercy that we are not consumed, and because your compassions fail not, they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Lord, you've been so faithful to me. You've been, Lord, you've been so faithful. And I could never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you loosed my shackles and you set me free. How you made a way out of no way, turn my darkness in the day. You've been my joy in the time of sorrow, hope for my tomorrow, peace in the time of storm, strength when I'm weak and worn. I could never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you loosed my shackles and you set me free. How you made a way out of no way, turn my darkness in the day. You've been my joy in the time of sorrow, hope for my tomorrow, peace in the time of storm, strength when I'm weak and worn. I can never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you loosed my shackles and you set me free. How you made a way out of no way, turn my darkness in the day. Been my joy in the time of sorrow, hope for my tomorrow, peace in the time of storm, strength when I'm weak and worn. I can never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you loosed my shackles and you set me free. How you made a way out of no way, turn my darkness in the day. Been my joy in the time of sorrow, oh, for my tomorrow, peace in the time of storm, strength when I'm weak and worn. I can never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you loosed my shackles and you set me free. How you made a way out of no way, you turned my darkness in the day. Been my joy in the time of sorrow, hope for my tomorrow, peace in the time of storm. Yeah, you've been, Lord, Lord, you've been so faithful. Hey.
Hey everyone, listen, welcome to today's devotion for our 5 on 5. So here's the thing in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up." Verse 4 says there's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. But then further down in verse 11, it says, "He hath made everything beautiful in his time." So listen, a little bit about the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is one of 3 wisdom books written by King Solomon. The other 2 are the Song of Solomon and the book of Proverbs. Now, this book, Ecclesiastes, has been written towards the latter part of King Solomon's kingship. Now, there's one central character that we see as a reoccurring person throughout the book of Ecclesiastes. The King James Version refers to that character as the preacher. Some of the other English Bible translations, like the NIV, will refer to that character as the teacher. But either way, the narrative around that person is that they're revealing their depressive state for seeking happiness in worldly things. He's trying to find meaning in temporary things, but he comes to 2 conclusions. One, meaning only comes through faith in God. And the second thing is that life is nothing without God. Now, going to the scripture passage that we're reading for today's devotion in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it talks about 2 things, time and season. Now, time is a unit of measure that is governed by clocks and calendars, and it gives something a beginning and an end. But now here's the thing, God has created time. So if he created it, he can never be subject to something that he's created. So as we're going through our own lives and we're asking God, where are you? And we're looking at our clock and our calendar, we should never try to hold God accountable to that, because he lives outside of anything that he's ever created. Now, the other word is season. A season is a window of time which affords us 2 things, an opportunity or an opposition. Now, opportunity are when doors open and things begin to happen, but opposition is when things work against us. But now going to chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." There's 2 things that we can get from that particular scripture, that particular verse right there. Number 1 is that nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Friendships don't last forever. Cars don't last forever. Neither do opportunities or oppositions. That everything has a window of time or a time in which it is afforded to operate. The other thing is that everything has a purpose. So now, if God has given us times and seasons, we need to figure out what is the purpose or the reason for that particular season that I'm in my life. Now, why do we need to figure that out? Or why do we need to get that information from God? Well, we need to know this so that we won't focus on the wrong thing in a season that God has allowed us to enter into. Because if this is your time to spend, you don't want to use this season to save. If this is your season to walk, then you don't want to spend your time running. If this is your time to laugh, then you don't want to waste time crying. A lot of times we waste time in our lives because we're working or operating in the wrong area for a particular season that God has given us access to. Now, so how do we do this? Well, we need to seek God for every season that he's allowing us into. We are in a season right now with this particular coronavirus, COVID-19, society is shut down. And so you and I need to ask God, what is the purpose or what is the reason that you have for me in this season? Because maybe he could have you here in this particular time and space so that you could build a business plan. But maybe it's saying, no, this is your season to rest. Or maybe God is saying this is the perfect opportunity for you to go back to school. But God could also be saying, no, this is your season to take a break from school. Or maybe God is saying, I want you at this time to go deeper in prayer. Or just maybe God is saying, this is your season to start writing. We don't know unless we seek God. Now, something else that King Solomon said in the other wisdom book that he wrote, which is the book of Proverbs in chapter 4, verse 7, he said, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all of thy getting, get understanding. Don't allow this season to pass without you understanding why God has you right here. God bless you. We'll see you next week.